Hawks win! Hawks win in overtime. 4-3 over the Arizona Coyotes in the Blackhawks' last ever trip to Glendale, Arizona to play in the Gila River Arena to face off against the Arizona Coyotes. Yes, the Chicago Blackhawks go into Arizona and beat them 4-3 in Glendale. This was a nice win by the Hawks. Yes, it was a battle of two teams that these points don't matter. They both are going to miss the playoffs and they don't need points really at all. But it's always nice to see a Hawks win in overtime. And this goal was an important goal for one player. The Hawks tonight were the better team. They should have won in regulation, but this team is one of those teams that just do not know how to hold a lead to save their lives. Yeah, that's how it went. The Hawks lost a lead, and it had to go to an overtime to face off against the Coyotes. This was a nice victory by the Hawks, if you ask me, because they were playing their best hockey in a while. Kevin Lankinen, yes, there were some flopping fish out of water moments by himself, but this Hawks team managed to win, and that's nice. But one stat that is not so nice was the power play. The Hawks only went to the PK once. They stopped the power play for the Coyotes, but the Hawks went to the power play 5 times tonight, and they did nothing with the power play. The Hawks had 5 power plays against the worst penalty kill in the NHL by the Arizona Coyotes and did absolutely nothing with the power play tonight. This was another game where the Hawks should have won by more goals than they did, but they didn't. It goes to overtime. They allowed the Coyotes to get a point in the standings, even though, yes, the Coyotes are the worst team in hockey, and the point really doesn't matter for themselves. It could affect them in draft lottery standards, but the Hawks came into Arizona wanting to get this victory, and they did. Because it really started off in the first shift of play. In the first shift, DeBrincat's had a nice scoring chance, but the Hawks changed to the Taze unit, and this happens. At 42 seconds into the first period, scored by number 6, Jake McCabe, his 4th of the season. Assisted by number 19, Jonathan Taze, and number 8, Dominic Kubalik, to get the Hawks on the board early and off. 19-18 remaining in the first period. Hawks get on the board. 42 seconds in, Jake McCabe pinches up and just beats Vejmelka to get the Hawks on the board. 1-0 Hawks. He was on the doorstep. Great pass by Taze to McCabe, and McCabe buries it. That's it. Hawks have a 1-0 lead. And the Hawks continue to press on the Coyotes. They had all the puck movement on their side. They could have gone up at least 5-0 in the first period. They did not. But at 15:32 in the first period, the Taze unit capitalizes again. And this is by number 8, Dominic Kubalik, his 14th of the season. Assisted by number 90, Tyler Johnson. And number 19, Jonathan Taze, to get the Hawks a 2-goal lead over the Arizona Coyotes. This goal was another pinch up, and the Hawks get in the slot. Dominic Kubalik gets the puck from Tyler Johnson, and Kubi just beats Vejmelka to make it a 2-0 game for the Chicago Blackhawks. Good to see Kubi continuing his point streak going. That's always nice to see. He's on the board with a goal, and the Hawks take this lead going into the second period, 2-0. The Hawks continue to press. They had a couple more opportunities, couldn't beat Vejmelka, so we have to go to the second period with a 2-goal lead. That's good to see. But in the second period, the Coyotes started to find their game. And find their game they did. They kept getting Lankinen down and flopping like a fish out of water. And, well, it leads to a goal against. At 12:43 in the second period, Barrett Hayton scores his 9th of the season, assisted by former Blackhawk Nick Schmaltz, and former Blackhawk playing his 1,000th game in the NHL, Andrew Ladd. I don't know why I was about to say Adam, but whatever. Andrew Ladd gets on the assist category for his 1,000th game in the NHL. Speaking of that, the Coyotes did not do a Silver Six ceremony. Shame on you, Coyotes. Shame on you. Because Laddie played for the Hawks, and it would have been nice to do a ceremony for him in his 1,000th game for his silver stick. And they didn't do that. So, Ladd gets on the board by getting an assist for Barrett Hayton's goal. This goal led to Evan Lankinen losing an edge in the crease and flopping like a dead fish out of water. So, that's a typical move by Lankinen this year. He does this every game, it seems like, and that leads to a goal against every game this season for Lankinen net. So, the Hawks' 1-goal lead is now in play because they blew it. They had a 2-goal lead, and it's now 1 goal. But something happened. About 4 minutes later, at 16:25 in the second period, scored by number 43, Alex Vlasic. His first in the National Hockey League. Assisted by number 12, Alex DeBrincat. And number 88, Patrick Kane. To give the Hawks their 2-goal lead right back. And Vlasic, with his career first NHL goal, beating Vejmelka to make it a 3-1 Hawks lead. Patrick Kane made sure to grab that puck for Vlasic. Congratulations, Alex Vlasic, for getting on the board. Because last game we saw Alec Regula score his career first, and now Alex Vlasic scores his career first. The Blue Liners are getting on the board, and that's nice to see. So, the Hawks get their 2-goal lead back, and we go to the third period. Hawks up 2 goals. Hawks start the third period pretty much how they were just sitting back and letting the Coyotes come in. The Hawks in the third period basically did what they have been known to do. Want to blow their lead. And what they do it. They blow their lead, and this happens. At 9:42 in the third period, Nathan Smith scoring his career first NHL goal, assisted by Phil Kessel and Alex Galchenyuk, to make it a Hawks lead 3-2. This goal by Nathan Smith, he gets it right in the doorstep, and he buries it top shelf on Lankinen. Lankinen kind of copped down, and it leads to a goal against. And the Coyotes continue their press. Hawks and Coyotes go 4-on-4, and this happens. At 13:43 in the third period, Anton Stroman on the 4-on-4 scores his 6th of the season, assisted by Phil Kessel and Nick Schmaltz, to make it a 3-3 game in the third. Hawks blew a 2-goal lead again, but this time it doesn't matter. The Hawks showed why they were the better team in this game and that they're going to win this game. So, we go to overtime. Hawks put out Alex DeBrincat, Patrick Kane, and Steph Jones. They controlled the play for a while, and it goes to a face-off at tree in the overtime. Hawks had a couple opportunities before that. It doesn't go in, but the Hawks changed lines up a couple of times. Coyotes then get on an attack with about a minute remaining in the overtime. They shot the puck a couple of times on Lankinen, who stood strong. And then the Hawks went back into the offensive zone with Alex DeBrincat, Steph Jones, and Patrick Kane. And this happens at 4:23 in the overtime, scored by number 12, Alex DeBrincat, for the GWG in OT in his 40th of the season, assisted by number 88, Patrick Kane, and number 4, Steph Jones, to give the Hawks the 4-3 victory in Glendale. This goal by DeBrincat was a beauty. It was passed by Kane on the offside, and Kane gets it over to DeBrincat, and DeBrincat has a 6x4, and he buries it, and the Hawks win it, and he gets his 40th of the season on that. So, down in the comments down below, if you were able to stay up for the rest of this entire game, because it ended pretty late, what's your thoughts on tonight's action? And thank you for watching the broadcast. I know you enjoyed the outcome. And most of all, let's go!